Hello everybody, welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join me for the dearly departed round 13 Premier League review. Yes, I'm still alive. It's been a very, very busy week. 3-game week in the Championship and in the Premier League. Somewhat annoyingly, Amazon decided to spread all the games out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So this is actually the first chance to look at all of the dearly departed as a whole. And obviously, there's another round of games tomorrow. So the preview show will be out tonight. We just concentrate on this one first because there's so much to talk about. Before we get into that, let's just say thank you to our fan sponsor, J Coyle, dearly departed, also known as Ben. Couldn't bear to lose us. Absolutely not. And I cannot bear to lose these teams that I covered in the Championship. The dearly departed are, of course, promoted in 18-19. Sheffield United and Aston Villa. Promoted in 19-20. Leeds, West Brom and Fulham. And let's see how they went this past round. I'll go through all the results. The blue bells are the ones you want to look at for dearly departed. It was Wolves 2, Chelsea 1. Manchester City 1, West Brom 1 is our first game. Arsenal 1, Southampton 1. Leeds 5, Newcastle 2. Big dearly departed win there. So draw and a win so far. Leicester 0, Everton 2. Fulham 0, Brighton 0. So we're still undefeated by God. Liverpool 2, Spurs 1. West Ham 1, Palace 1. Villa 0, Burnley 0 is our fourth game. Undefeated, and Sheffield United are going to lose again, sadly. Sheffield United 2, Manchester United 3 at the bottom. So I think we've had 2 wins before in a dearly departed game week, but I don't think we've had, what is that? 1 win, 3 draws and a defeat. So most competitive we've been, but a couple of nil-nils in there. Let's go first to one of those nil-nils. It was Aston Villa 0, Burnley 0. We wondered how Dean Smith would cope without Barkley, who is indeed still not around. Also, Ezri Konsa is not around there. So, a couple of tweaks. Matt Cash is not there either. Quite a few tweaks in this one, let's just say. And Douglas Luiz is suspended. This team is very much different then. Martinez in goal. El Mohammadi in for Cash. Hauser in for Konsa. Mings and Target still play. Douglas Luiz is suspended, so Nakamba comes in. That was fairly predictable. McGinn is with him. Now, interestingly, across the front, what's the solution for no Barkley? Move Grealish across into the number 10 position. Makes sense, doesn't it? He can maybe do his best work there. You just got to remember you are playing against a team who is good defensively and probably can clog that area up. But Dean Smith obviously deemed it that they could clog the side of the pitch a little bit more for Grealish than the centre, and he puts him in there. So Traore to his right, El Ghazi to his left. So no Trezeguet around on the bench either. Watkins plays up top. Let me know what you thought of Smith's solution. And let me know if you know any more where those missing players all are. Hopefully they're not all injured and maybe a couple rested. But we normally, like I say, expect to see Cash, Konsa, Douglas Luiz, front right's up for grabs, and Barkley in there. So slightly weaker than normal from their sort of chosen first 11, I think. There's your Burnley team. Pope, Lowton, Tarkowski, me, Taylor, Brady, Westwood, Brownhill, McNeil, with Wood and Rodriguez up the top. Villa had a lot of chances in this game. Not that many big ones. There's a decent one for Burnley. Wood, who you'd want to be on the end of that. No challenge. If you look, left standing at the back there, and he doesn't get that header in. I think it's Martinez gets to the right and makes a decent save. Here's a chance. We've seen a few of these recently, particularly doing the Championship stuff. It's El Mohammadi on the edge of the box. You can see him there to the left-hand side of the D. Hits that shot. Now, can Watkins just be really, really alert and flip his right thigh up against that one? No, it does hit him, but he can't divert it in from just outside the 6-yard box. That is an excellent free kick. You can just see his head, El Ghazi, there in the shot. Pope, look at that. Fingertips literally onto the bar from Pope. Good save there. We're still lacking the big chances. There's Hauser, back post. You can see number 30 hits the post with that. Everybody is standing and watching. Literally everybody. You can see if he gets that one on target. That's quite a good picture, actually. There's probably, 15, 20 players in that picture and a ref all staring intently at the ball as it comes off the post. Chance for Watkins there. His body position doesn't look great there. He would like to be a little bit more side on or preferably front on to that one. He gets the glance on the header but can't put that one in. We did see him score a lot of headed goals, Watkins, for Brentford last season in similar positions. Remember, he scored a hat-trick of headers, didn't he, in one game at Barnsley. So he is good in the air. Someone else who is good in the air is Tyrone Mings. Good chance that. He's unchallenged. He's got a run on the ball there. He doesn't hit the target, and the power he generated it on. Pope is not getting that if that is on target. So another one goes begging. You can see the numbers tell us 59% possession for Villa, 27 shots, 7 on target. Only one big chance is the big issue. Look, 18 shots inside the box, hit woodwork twice as well. And it's another one that we can tot up and say Villa should have won this one, shouldn't they? Burnley would be quite happy with their clean sheet. Villa get the 0-0, a little unbeaten run starting and a 2-game clean sheet run starting as well. But they would have expected to win this one if you played that game state 10 times. They'd expect to win this one 8 or 9 times with the same chances. Didn't quite have their finishing boots on. Look, everybody's tired, aren't they, getting towards Christmas now. And certainly in the Championship, it's been 9 rounds in the past 5 weeks coming up to this weekend. And for teams playing in Europe, I know that doesn't include Villa, the exact same, although they did have that postponement against Newcastle, I guess. So still trucking along nicely, Villa. We'll look at the table at the end of the show. They are our highest ranked dearly departed team. Looking good, but I think you'll agree, probably would be thinking they should have won this one. Villa 0, Burnley 0. Get your thoughts in the comments. On we go next, and it's Leeds 5, Newcastle 2. And you will see a picture of me up there on the screen because I've already done a 20-minute review on this one. So I'll quickly go over what happened, but I think you already know. And I think if you're watching this video, you might have already watched the other one. So thank you for that. But if you do want a detailed review, do go and head over there. Great win for Leeds. That was the team that Bielsa went with. Unchanged, indeed. Meslier, Dallas Ayling, Cooper, Alioski, Phillips, Rafinha, Rodrigo, Click, Harrison, Bamford. And you can see 5 goals from 5 different scorers. They did go 1 behind in this one. And they were then pegged back also to 2-2. Quick nod of the hat to Bamford, who's got his 9th of the season. Rodrigo scored an absolutely brilliant goal here. It was actually him. I thought it was Rafinha, actually, in my other video. Of course, the comments corrected me. He plays it out wide. It's then slammed in the box on the half volley, I think, by Harrison. And brilliant diving header from Rodrigo arriving. He's made a great influence here. Hernandez comes off the bench and we get a couple of late goals in this one as well. Brilliant one from Harrison to wrap it up at 5-2. Leeds fans really, really happy with this one. And as I say, I've already done the review. When the dearly departed has a good win, I will try and jump on it ASAP. So I did do this. Was it yesterday morning? Or I can't even remember. Probably the day before. I couldn't tell you. I genuinely couldn't tell you. Maybe it was yesterday. Forgive me. But great win. The only worry was the set plays again from Leeds. Although Leeds fans were keen to point out that they scored from a couple of Newcastle set plays. On the counter at the end, maybe Newcastle had a few extra risk-taking players forward and Leeds picked them off twice on the counter brilliantly, didn't they? So that's the only worry for Leeds. A good win if you look at the run now. If you look at it over 5 games, decent 7 points over the last 5 games. If you wind that out to 7 games, then you do get 4 defeats in there. So what I'm hoping, with my dearly departed hat on, is that Leeds have reacted well from those 2 4-1 defeats. So heavy defeats, weren't they? And it was a sort of lesson. And obviously no Koch and Llorente for Leeds at the back, having to use Ailing in the middle. So pretty decent big picture for Leeds. And when we look at the table at the end, they were the lowest ranking team to win. Ergo, everyone else below them didn't. So it's a good midweek round here for Leeds as we come to the big, what is it? It's War of the Roses, isn't it? Between Lancashire and Yorkshire. That's at the weekend. We'll talk about that in the preview show, which we'll get out. Maybe I'll pre-record and put it out tomorrow morning. And apologies if I've got any historical references wrong. Please stay calm in the comments if I did. Leeds 5, Newcastle 2. Again, you can comment here on this one, but do, if you haven't already, head over to the main review and comment on that. Fulham 0, Brighton 0. The narrative is that Fulham are improving, and this would kind of bear that out. Another game without defeat. But another narrative that is now growing at the bottom of the table is that we're starting to see a bit of a crystallised bottom 5. That includes Burnley, who are on a pretty decent run. And there's an idea that, our 3 dearly departed teams who are in the bottom 3, Fulham, Sheffield United, West Brom, need to try and beat Burnley and Brighton. And Fulham didn't. It was 0-0. It's one of those, you look at the 2 games, they've played Liverpool and Brighton and drawn both. I'm sure every Fulham fan would swap a defeat against Liverpool for a win against Brighton and get rid of the 2 draws. 1 more point and 3 points up on arrival over 1 game. There's the team. Fairly settled now, isn't it? Areola, Adarabio, Anderson and Aina across the back. All the A's there. We've got Anguissa as well in central midfield. Reid and Robinson, essentially wing-backs. We've spoken a lot about Reid's role. Harrison, Reid and Anguissa in the central midfield. Lookman, Loftus-Cheek, Cavaliero up top. A team developed with none of last season's goalkeeper or defenders, and no Kearney, the captain, and no Mitrovic, the top scorer. So he's done a good job of developing something as he's gone, Scott Parker, and been relatively successful. Graham Potter on the other side goes back to a 3. Sanchez in goal. White, Dunk, Webster. The highly rated Lamptey, right wing back. March, left. Bissouma, Alzate, with Lallana, Trossard off Danny Welbeck. Is there a bit of a sense from Graham Potter in these games that he's quite happy to match up with West Brom, Fulham, Sheffield United, etc., on the assumption that he thinks Brighton will pick up more points against the rest of the league, and he's happy to actually just see these games out, particularly in the away games, and get draws? I don't know. Is that unfair? Let me know in the comments. Chance for Danny Welbeck there. Lamptey down the right. Fires it across. He can't quite connect with that Welbeck. If he does, he probably scores, doesn't he? Here is an interesting corner, actually, that I tweeted out with 2 possible takers. Take a look at my Twitter, at Benjamin Bloom, to look. That is Lewis Dunk in the middle. Gets a good header on it. Areola makes the save. Dunk has a really good go at shooting from sat on his backside position on the floor, and Areola makes the second save. Here is a disallowed goal. You can see Danny Welbeck's left hand making contact with the ball there, which is going to set Lallana up. Lallana is, of course, it's an interesting one, this, because the laws say that if you score directly after a handball, that handball automatically becomes deliberate and ergo no goal given. The really interesting one is you're essentially playing an offside player on with your hand. So handball, offside, whatever, no goal. VAR had a check of this one. The pitch is difficult. That's Webster, isn't it? And Lamptey with, is that Lookman? Yeah, it is. I can't quite read the number. I think possibly the referee's decision here, obviously it didn't get given, is that the ball had already been won and the three players then come together. You can see Webster's made contact with Lookman there. But if the ball has already gone and it was possibly not Webster that had to win it and Lamptey did some of the work, that it's then a collision rather than a foul, pass. That would be my get out if I was the ref trying to get out of that. Get your thoughts in the comments. Off the crossbar there, that is Webster, who you can see just with Anguissa, we just see his head popping out there, smashes the header against the crossbar. Loftus-Cheek, chance at the end there. I mean, he's on the edge of the box, but it's a free shot. He's a high caliber player. He can't find Sanchez. I mean, he's going for Sanchez's right there. Lookman at the end as well gets a shot in under a lot of pressure and Sanchez makes the save. So, you can see the narrative here. Chances for both. VAR decisions against both. Brighton hitting the woodwork. The numbers say very even, in fact. Look, 54-46 on the possession in Brighton's favour. 9 shots each, 4 on target each. 8 corners to 1 says maybe a bit of territory for Brighton there. But 2 big chances missed. 2 big chances created and missed a piece. Says a draw, a fair result. Let me know what you think. Is it a fair result? Possibly. Is it a useful result? Not really. Fulham really want to try and, all of the bottom 3 want to reel Brighton and Burnley back in because that's their chance of getting out, isn't it? And for Brighton as well, they want to push away. So, unhelpful, yes. More helpful for Brighton in respect to the fact that they're the away team and they can then face them in the return game at home, possibly with that advantage. If you believe in those sorts of things in normal times or COVID times or whatever there will be in the stadium over at Brighton for the return leg. Crystal balls, ahoy. Let me know your thoughts in the comments here. Brighton and Fulham drawing 0-0. On we go to Manchester City 1, West Brom 1. And before we talk about the game again, there's a picture of me because I've already spoken about West Brom. And it says Slaven Bilic sacked by West Brom. So the bigger narrative after this game was Bilic got fired. Look, I know you don't decide to fire your manager on the basis of one game. I don't know, do you? But it looks like the decision was already made because this is a good result, isn't it? Going away to Manchester City and getting a draw. But Bilic out, and presumably they had to just tie things up with Big Sam, who was then announced the next day. Whatever your feelings on that type of sort of double dealing or ruthlessness, I would advise you to comment on the other video. There's plenty of debate going on there. So that's that put to bed, and I've already talked about it. There are the teams in this one. So West Brom, slightly different system by the look of it, or if SofaScore just put it up looking slightly differently. No, because he was playing a 3 at the back, wasn't he? So Johnston in goal, Furlong, Ajayi, O'Shea and Gibbs. Ivanovic drops to the bench. Interesting. Sawyers with Gallagher and Livermore in whatever shape, probably quite a defensive shape given you're playing Manchester City. Dean Garner and Phillips wide. Grant down the middle. Obviously Pereira still suspended after his violent conduct. Their words, not mine. Red card against Palace 2 games ago, so he's probably got 1 more to go, hasn't he? Manchester City, just quality all over the show there. Edison, Cancelo, Diaz, Ake, Mendy, Gundogan, Rodri, Foden, De Bruyne, Sterling, Jesus. I just laugh. Well done, West Brom, for going there and getting a point. There's a chance for Carlin Grant early on. Not too much pressure on him. Can he find the corner there? We've seen him do that for Huddersfield a few times last season. Can't quite finish that one. The same cannot be said for Gundogan. You can see Raheem Sterling over there on the right-hand side of the picture on the touchline. He goes down the line, cuts it back beautifully. And can he find a gap? Of course he can. First time Gundogan. Quality, smacks it in between O'Shea and Ajayi. Johnston, no chance. 1-0 City. But here comes Semi Ajayi It's a bit of a lucky one, I have to say, because Ajayi hits the shot. You can see it's going. Well, try and figure this out. Ajayi in the middle of the shot there. He's going to hit it to Ederson's left, but I've tried to freeze it on Diaz, who makes the block, or tries to make the block, and deflects it then to Ederson's left. The keeper, who's very good, ain't saving that one with that change in trajectory so close to the goal. 1-1. Can they hang on? Yes, they can. But if Manchester City have their shooting boots on in this one, they do win the game. And the tactic at the end, and Kevin De Bruyne, I'm such a fan of his. He's such a brilliant player. Was get De Bruyne sticking balls in the box, but he's not lobbing them in. He's putting these beautifully arrowed crosses in. Here's the first one. Gundogan should score. Can he glance it to Johnston's left? Can he go back across the keeper? To Johnston's right. Can he go back across the keeper to Johnston's left? No. And then exactly the quality of De Bruyne to create those two openings in those two positions is just insane, isn't it? Sterling heads down again. Can he glance? Can he go through Johnston's legs? Can he go the other side? No. And Johnston's having a good season, isn't he, in goal for West Brom? Enjoying his performances, particularly. And he was not going to be beaten this game, Sam Johnston. There are the numbers which tell the story you would expect, that it's a defensive show, and West Brom hung in there and got the draw, and fair play to them. Didn't keep Bilic's job, but like I say, you shouldn't decide whether you're keeping or firing your manager over the course of one game, and that can be discussed over on the other video. The numbers, 77% possession, massive number there, 26 shots, 7 on target, 4 big chances to 1, and West Brom get away with the point. Spirited, hung in there, keeper plays well, took their chance. It's what you need to do when you're down the bottom playing away at the top two. So, big thumbs up for that performance for West Brom. But in comes Big Sam, and we can talk about Sam Allardyce now as one of our 5 dearly departed managers. I look forward to doing that. He's had a great career, hasn't he? Is he in over his head here? We'll find out. He's saved teams plenty of times before. So, Big Sam coming in as part of the dearly departed. Get your comments on the game. You can comment on Big Sam or Bilic, but maybe do that on the other video. So, but anyway, whatever freedom of speech, whatever you want to comment on below here, as long as it's not my hair or my shirt. We don't need any more of that, do we? It was Manchester City 1, West Brom 1. Comments. Oh dear. Do I put that voice on again? Maybe not this time, because Sheffield United 2, Manchester United 3. And we've had a lot of Sheffield United games where they've been close and they've been in it. We've had a lot, or recently, we've had a few where they've been a little bit hapless and complained about that. This one, I'm going to spin the narrative and let me know if you agree that Manchester United's attacking play was sublime for some of these goals. So maybe it didn't matter that it was Sheffield United today. Or yesterday indeed, for this game, and that Manchester United and Pogba and Fernandes and Martial and Rashford were just really, really good and clinical in this game. I don't know. I can see the comments already saying, but they were given the opportunity to do so. Yes, I understand that could have been the case. Here is the Sheffield United team there. Ramsdale in goal. Robinson is Jack O'Connell's replacement today. That's been an ongoing issue. Egan and Basham, Baldock and Stevens, the wing-backs. So close. If only they could have the guy in goal at the other end in goal, and they would have another one of their team. We talk about him as it pertains to the first goal, I think. Fleck, Ampadu and Berger. Berger is going to go off after 12 minutes to be replaced by Phil Jagielka. Let me know your thoughts on that substitution and what that might mean going forward, especially if you've got any more information on Berger's injury. I saw a still of him holding his hamstring, I think, so hopefully that's just a little tweak rather than anything worse. Dave McGoldrick starts. He's going to score 2 goals with Ollie Burke. Here's the Man United team. Obviously, the big name in there, particularly if you're a Blades fan, is Dean Henderson in goal. Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Telles across the back. Matic and Pogba with a front four of Greenwood, Fernandes, Rashford and Martial. And they're at it today, those bunch. Dean Henderson wasn't at it. Harry Maguire's knocked that one across to him. Bad touch. Ollie Burke in, closes him down. Absolute howler by poor Henderson, who's done a lot of good things down that end of that stadium at Bramall. I do remember him gifting Leeds a goal down there at one point, but in the main was brilliant for Sheffield United, wasn't he? But he gifts Dave McGoldrick the opening goal there. And Sheffield United have a lead, but Man United love a comeback, don't they? However, and I think I've got this still in the right place, I think this was at 1-0. What a chance for John Fleck. He's a good left-footed player. Can he find the corner there? Can he swing that outside the post and into Henderson's right? No, he can't. Just puts it wide. And, yeah, when you're having a bad season, that one doesn't go in, does it? Oh, God. This is an absolutely brilliant goal by Marcus Rashford, I have to say. Even if you're a Blades fan watching, you have to tip your hat to this because it's knocked over the top. Forgive me, I can't remember who plays the ball. And Rashford, just with a glorious first touch, just cool as you like. And having done the soft feet, he then absolutely leathers it in from, where is he? Just on the edge of the box, past Ramsdale. It's a brilliant goal by Rashford. And, you know, we are kind of a little bit pro Sheffield United here with our dearly departed hat on. And, you know, you just watch it and you think, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about that? Track the runner? Fine. The defender's pretty tight. Goalkeeper's positioning? Well, could he be a bit further back? Maybe. But we look for mistakes in goals a lot. Let's just say, brilliant first touch. Massively powerful early shot. 1-1. That's why Marcus Rashford is so highly rated, isn't it? And, oh my God, what a pass this. So Pogba is receiving that one. And first time, so he's not touched that yet, a reverse dink, no eyes pass. Look at Martial in the middle, in between the centre-backs. Can you say the centre-backs are sleepy? Possibly. But it's a brilliant, sublime pass by Pogba. Over the top it goes. Martial makes the diagonal run. He takes it, he gets it past Ramsdale and then prods it in. And I genuinely think, as much as I am a bit of a Sheffield United apologist on here sometimes, that Rashford, brilliant for 1-1. Pogba, brilliant for 2-1. It's a great goal. It really, really is. And the third one, the third one's brilliant as well. Pogba does not one but two pirouette Zidane thingies in his own half. He plays a brilliant touch by Fernandes round the corner. Greenwood gets fouled. Good advantage. I think the referee is Oliver. And then it slid through. Bang, bang. I think Martial then onto Rashford first time. It's a great goal. All three goals are so good by Manchester United. And maybe this is one game for Sheffield United where you hold your hands up and go, that's brilliant. They did us there. Great goal. No consolation, I know, but we have had hapless defeats and tight defeats, and this is an example of one of the teams stacked with quality, hugely expensive team, and then when you factor in Fernandes, Pogba, Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, it can be too much for a team promoted 2 seasons ago, can't it? They do get another goal though, bit of a weird one. Dave McGoldrick is up with Lindelof there. Lindelof heads it against McGoldrick's head. And as a result, Henderson is not set. And it just kind of like balloons then over the goal line into the net for 3-2. There is a chance for Mousse, hits it well. Good save Henderson at 3-2. But Sheffield United lose again. 3 big chances to 1 in this one. And I do have to say, some really brilliant attacking player by those star names for Manchester United. To talk about Manchester United for a sec, a lot of people question whether Solskjaer is any good. He's got some pretty damn good players, hasn't he? Especially when they turn the style on like that. And that is 8 straight defeats for Sheffield United. Looking through the 8, there were the mitigating factors, weren't there? In the Liverpool game, well, could they have got a second penalty at 1-0? In the Manchester City games and the Chelsea games, a little bit of a meek surrender, and at home to West Ham. Then against West Brom, they should have won. They had about 6 clear chances. Last minute goal by Vardy against Leicester. So some factors in 3 of those games. Southampton, yeah, that was poor. And then in this one, they just get done. But whereas last season, there would be a couple of wins in there, maybe against a West Brom, maybe they would have picked up a draw against Leicester, a last-minute goal there. Maybe they would have put up more of a fight against West Ham. They're just not doing it this season, and I can't make apologies and mitigating factors for 8 straight defeats, can I? And every game that ticks by, it becomes more and more mission impossible. We'll look at the table in a minute. Manchester United, we deal with them when they play our dearly departed teams, but, it is what it is, a expensively assembled team of star players with a slightly questionable manager, but they did the job in this one. Get your comments in. Sheffield United 2, Manchester United 3. There is the league table. So let me take a sip of water while you take that table in. So, Villa 11th on 19 points from 11 games. Looking good. Only 4 defeats in that 11. And the question for them is, can they go as high as they can in this league that probably is going to involve Arsenal, Newcastle, Leeds, Palace, Wolves. Man City will go higher. Chelsea will go higher. Man United probably. West Ham, maybe Everton might drop a couple of places. Who knows? How high can they go in that league is the question. But Villa, big picture, thumbs up. They're doing good. They're not in that bottom league, which is, frankly, the target for all of our dearly departed teams. Neither are Leeds, who are 13th. A 5th win for them this season. Nice claw back on some of the goal difference there. 3 in their favour and 5 goals in the goals scored column there. Little bit of a worry there now about the defence, though. Look, 24 conceded for Leeds. But hey, we know Bielsa. Attack, 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 attack. So, and it's got 5 wins, hasn't it, in 17 points. So Leeds, again, big picture, thumbs up. Fulham, also, I think, big picture, thumbs up. They're giving it a go. They've tweaked. Are they going to regret not beating Brighton at home when the season ends? If they're within 2 points of Brighton, they will, won't they? At the moment, they are within 2 points of Brighton. And at the moment, we have a bottom 5 where Fulham are trying to suck Burnley and Brighton down beneath them. Can they do it? All will be revealed as the season goes. But tip of the hat to Scott Parker. He's developed the team. He's made changes. He's been quite ruthless where he's needed to. And they're competitive, which they weren't in the first 3-4 games, were they? West Brom, well, I think we can't really say anything because we stop the clock now and we see what Big Sam does going forward. So we give him a clean slate. Bilic has left him 3 points from safety. So the target for Big Sam is probably, assuming that it is Burnley and Brighton that stay down there. Does someone get sucked in? I don't know. Can he be 3 points better than Burnley or 4 points better than Brighton, including goal difference, obviously? And, I mean, this is the thing, though, for Big Sam. He's got to be, to get any of these other teams relegated now, he's got to be 7 points better than Arsenal, 10 better than Newcastle or Leeds, 11 better than Palace, 12 better than Villa. So you start to say with those 10, 11, 12... even with a collapse and a good change of form, are you really going to make up that amount of points? Does look like a bottom 5. But good luck to Big Sam at the Baggies. Sheffield United, well, yeah, we're now in the mode of how many more games of this before it's all done? And could it even be done, less than halfway? I mean, we're at 13 games now. It'll be 14, obviously, by Saturday, and then I assume we get a 3-game week after Christmas, which would take us to 17. We're still not at the halfway mark, are we? But 1 point from 13 games, 9 points from safety. And the number you really need to start looking at now, because you're writing off all of these games that they've been losing. The number you're looking at is you play 38 games in the Premier League. So they're 25 games to go. If they score a point per game, they'll end with 26 points and be relegated. If they score 1.5 points per game, they'll end with around 37. That could be enough. So that's what they need to do. So they basically need to win one, lose one. That's 1.5 points per game for the next 25 games. So it's stacking up already, isn't it? There you go. That is our dearly departed. All of them looked at. We've got the bottom three full at the moment. But don't worry, if they do all go down, another three will come next season. I'll cover these teams in the Championship. Anyway, fingers crossed. Can one of them survive? Who knows? Who knows? Thank you again to Jay, our fan sponsor, dearly departed, also known as Ben Couldn't Bear to Lose Us. Really giving the Patreon a push now. So if you do sign up on Patreon, I mean, Jay's one of our super sponsor subscribers, along with the Donovan brothers and Russ and Charlie and David. We've just got a new one, David, the Watford fan. So they actually get sponsorship. But the other perks you can get for as little as $3 or $5 each month. You can get my abridged versions of a lot of these videos. I go straight on and chat about the stuff in a more condensed form. I can see I'm up to 36 minutes here on YouTube. So if you want to, support me, I am starting to get some paid work now, writing for a couple of, websites. And obviously I make the ad revenue, but the Patreon is a really big deal. If you would be so kind, if you think I deserve to have a career out of this for the work and the effort, and frankly, work and effort shouldn't guarantee anyone the quality of what I do, then please go and subscribe over on Patreon and help a brother out. Even if you do it for a couple of months, I'll still keep your name in the description on YouTube just to say thank you for that. It's a real big help. Not to mention COVID and the fact that I lost my job. Maybe that'll end up being a blessing in disguise if we can get to the end of this and I am making some kind of a living. But yeah, that's the Patreon plug. So please go over there and subscribe. Really would help me out. With all that being said, thank you for watching. And maybe I will put it out tomorrow morning, but Dearly Departed preview for, round 14 will be out imminently. Certainly within the next 16, 18 hours, I would have thought. So we got to crack on with this. What time is it? 11:50. I've got to do Championship stuff next at 1 p.m. So anyway, we'll try and get it all moving. And it's a big thank you for watching. Comments in as ever. And it's over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.